Hi folks, back again. Bathrobe Chronicles number 92. I don't even have any notes or really haven't even thought this one out, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. May not post it, but I'm planning on, not that you guys are like on the edge of your chair saying, gosh George, when are you going to do that? We're waiting. I realize that. I'm not that grandiose, believe me. But I've got one planning on talking about sex addiction. You know, that's been in the headlines here with Tiger and all these other people, you know, rushing off to rehab. But I thought I would just talk or make some comments or something about rehab. And the catalyst for this, if you will, is I was reading, I believe it was CNN today, and it seems like old Charlie Sheen is going back to rehab. Around the office, some of us jokingly say, you know, we don't think addiction is funny or anything like that, but come on. You know, rehab is for quitters. I don't mean that literally, exactly. But have you noticed that everybody just jumps in old rehab, you know? No matter what happens to them, regardless of how serious or benign it is, hey, I'm off to rehab, you know? I remember a year or two ago, I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. There's a TV program, oh, I don't even know what the name of it is. Some kind of doctor program, and pretty well known. Oh, Grey's Anatomy, is that it? I think that's it. And I think there was a fellow on there who made some kind of, I could be wrong, who made some kind of remark about homosexuals or something. And he went to rehab. You know, there were some comments and pressure in the press and this, that, and the other. The guy goes to rehab. He says something about homosexuals. He goes to rehab. You know, everybody goes to rehab. Get a DUI, go to rehab. Get caught with some crack or something, go to rehab. Charlie Sheen, I'm not sure why he's going to rehab. I didn't bother to look. It just said Charlie Sheen headed to rehab again. I did read enough. I think they're shutting down. He's on some kind of program, some kind of TV series or something, and I think they're even going to be holding that baby down or shutting that thing down or doing something. I don't know. But what is rehab? You know, what the hell is it? No, I've never been in rehab. Honest. But basically, you know, these places started up years ago for various so-called addictions. And they're basically all the same, and they're patterned after 12 steps, which I think suck. And I had a segment weeks ago about 12 steps, and I'm going to get into that again when I do this one on sexual addiction, which I'm not going to do today. But basically what you do is you go to rehab, and you know, you learn about the 12 steps, and you start working a program and things like that. You have group sessions. You might have some individual counseling. You know, you might have some group get-together things, and some of these places, oh, they have obstacle courses or something, depending upon, you know, how much money you're paying. And how much does rehab cost? Well, I really don't know. I know locally, and I would imagine this is true in most parts of the country, if you don't have any insurance, the cities and the states and, you know, they have a way to get you to a rehab program that we, the taxpayers, pay for. Which I'm not saying it's all good, all bad, whatever, but we're paying for it. If you're rich, hey, you can go to these real fancy ones. I just met someone the other day who had spent over $60,000 for 6 weeks. That's pretty stiff, you know, $60,000 over 6 weeks. But you basically get the same thing regardless of where you go. I would hope someone that pays 60, 70, 80,000 or whatever, I would hope the food's better, you know, and I would hope the rooms are a little nicer and all of that. But in essence, what you get down to is the 12 steps, meeting in groups, and blah, 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 you know. And then most of them, I would imagine, might have some kind of family encounters, you know, where the family comes in and there's this group therapy with the family, or family therapy, or whatever you want to call it. Am I making fun of it? Well, possibly. But what is the value of rehab, if anything? Is there any value to it? Well, I don't know. I think it would be ridiculous to make some kind of broad statement that rehab bites the big one and will never help anyone, because that's ridiculous. I'm sure it will help someone. Frankly, the only thing I think is positive about rehab is that if, let's just say that someone, let's use alcohol, just the heck of it. Let's say, they're having some real problems. Their drinking is causing problems with their family, with their co-workers, with their job. Maybe the person's gotten a DUI or something, and things like that. Maybe they're have started. Let's just assume they're married for the heck of it. Let's say they've started lying to their wife about where they are, and they go out and drink, and maybe they're a businessman who goes on out of town, for business, has to travel. Maybe sometimes they'll go out of town just to drink, and stuff like that. And that's not good. Obviously there's a problem here. So the question is if that person identifies and accepts the fact that there is a problem, then what do they do, to try and make things better, to deal with the problem, to try to get their drinking under control, or to get their drinking to a point where it isn't, causing bad things in their lives. If they've never been to rehab before, then one advantage might be is they're removed from the environment that they're in, and they're in a place where they most likely won't be able to drink, or if they are able to, it's going to be a pain in the ass to do it, you know what I mean? So basically they're going to be in an environment that, for all practical purpose, let's just assume that they won't be able to drink. So they're going to get the booze out of their system, so to speak. Not that means they're cured or fixed or anything else, but at least they're going to be off the streets, and they're going to be in a place where they get away from the booze. And also, if they have accepted that the booze is causing them a problem, then this will give them a few days or a few weeks. I think typically they used to talk about 28-day programs. Where they came up with that, I don't know, because most of them are 28. And I would imagine if you search back long enough, you'll find that some insurance company said, hey, we'll pay 28 days and not a day more. So there's a possibility that, well, let me go to part 2 on this. Be right back.